Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall we see what's going on in our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, as we still got a towel on my head, haven't done my Neopet dailies. The thing with this mic stand is, putting it above me, I often headbutt it by accident. And no more often, wait, hold on, how do I phrase the sentence? Not often more so? That's not how you phrase that sentence. I never headbutt it more than in the moments like this one, you know, post bath, post shower, towel on head, to keep the hair on my face, and, you know, extended forehead. But anyway, good evening everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 10:15 PM on Monday, September 30th, 2024. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about today. I don't really have anything particularly interesting. I'm sort of just looking around my room for something of particular. Oh my god, I just hit my mic stand once again with a towel on my head. Yeah, I'm just sort of like looking about the place if there's anything particular to talk about. I haven't read any more of the House of Algernon yet, so I'm still in the same place I was before. Just, you know, haven't quite found the time yet for it, but that's a-okay. Did I get up to much on the weekend? Not really, to be perfectly honest. It would have been D&D today, but I ended up being busy this evening, so it's been postponed to Saturday. As actually, there's a lot of things happening this week, as I'll be busy both Thursday and Friday evening. For good reasons, of course, not for bad reasons or anything like that. That's not what I mean. Ooh, it's a battleground of the obelisk. Let's see, Neopets battleground obelisk. Let's see which of these factions has the fairy quest refresh, because that's going to be a particularly important one. Order and sway. Legit, none of them. Okay, that's pretty unfortunate. Obelisk prediction. There used to be a Neopet website which did like predictions of which Neopet one would win. I can't believe they didn't put order or sway into this obelisk battle. Something you got to imagine is intentional, but this is like a weird sort of consequence of Neopets having these, not diegetic. What's a word? What's that word when you have like multiple different sort of systems? You know, like Dwarf Fortress style, and then they end up having like not untoward but unintended interactions with each other, which end up causing, I don't want to say strife. That's perhaps a bit strong a word, but you know, if something becomes like incredibly strong because of its interaction with something else, or you know, something like that. That's kind of happening here because there's an event going on called the Fairy Festival, which basically means you get a daily quest, which you can do, and if you do it, there's a chance you'll get a blessing from, you'll get a Rainbow Fairy quest, which is the #1 choice, but there's also a chance you'll get a blessing from the Grey Fairy, who in this Fairy Festival is not the Grey Fairy, it's like the Book Fairy. I don't actually know what her name is. I have no grooming items in my inventory. Okay. And that fairy is basically just a random chance for any fairy's blessing. But anyway, with the way that Neopets goes, the big motivation is to try and get a Fountain Fairy quest, or a Rainbow Fairy quest, Fountain Fairy quest, I don't know the difference, or luck into that quest via Grey Fairy / in this case, Reading Fairy. I think that's her name. Because if you do that, then you get a fantastic opportunity of being able to paint your pet almost any colour for free, which is obviously a big, you know, a major point of Neopets is this sort of like customization aspect of it. And if you're unable to do so, then why not, you know, do it for free? Speak of the devil, Fountain Fairy quest. I've got one just now, caring for your Snickerbeast. A very, very cheap item. I'm very, very happy about that. Okay. Who needs Fairy Quest refresh when instead you could just do this? And it's fantastic because basically means you get a free dip and rainbow fountain at any opportunity. Okay. This is why we love a Fairy Festival. I don't remember it happening in September last year, but anyway, we're almost into October, so I'll be creating a new Neopet and deciding what's painted. suppose. Ugh. My Google Drive keeps opening up by default to the wrong thing. Can I set? Hold on. How do I set this Google account as default? Settings? Settings. Let's see. Set Google account as default, because I have like 6 different Google accounts. I'm not going to sign out. Log back into any. How do I change my default? I had to sign out and then re-sign back in. Why? Why can you not just choose an option to... That's actual insanity. Unless I can just sort of, sign out of all accounts. Do I have to type my password in? No, I've messed this up. Well, okay, I'm going to do the very exciting opportunity of signing into all my Google accounts again, but making sure I sign into this one first. I cannot believe it. This is a thing. This is not how it should be. I cannot believe Google, hugest company in the world, does not have the simplest thing of being able to just sign into your accounts, like, easily, you know? So, like, screw talking about digestive systems, but like these small little things are just like, would be incredibly convenient. How do you not have this? How do you not have this, Google? Tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me. This is absolutely something that you should have. Just one click button. Change which one's your default account. I mean, you can't help but pessimistically, I suppose, think in such a way that it's like, oh, this must be because they don't want you to have multiple Google accounts, so they're probably trying to dissuade you from doing so, which in case is, I'm not going to say it's fair enough, because it's, you know, annoying. Because, you know, here I am as a consequence of that action. Of that decision is now I need to live with this consequence of trying to manage all these different Google accounts, but, you know, it's not that big a deal. I just have like different things which I need them for, you know. I'm not even signed into all my Google accounts, I've just realised as well. Not that it particularly matters, but still. I think that's the password for this one. Okay. I don't even know why I'm signed into this one. This one seems a bit pointless to sign into. This one too. I'm not sure why I'm signed into this one. I guess there must have been some reason, but still. Sorry, a little bit of a pause. But you'll be glad to know that I've signed into all my Google accounts again. Well, all but one. I don't actually know why one of these Google accounts is on there, to be honest. That very much seems a bit pointless. Whoa, my dear darling, stream summary. For our latest stream. Yeah, I'm not sure why this one's here. I'm not sure why this one's here and another one isn't here. To be perfectly honest, but well, who knows? You might be like, why do you have all these accounts? I just have these accounts because I separate what I sign up with certain things for. Honestly, most people should probably have at least like 2 accounts, right? You know, you'll have like a professional an account and a less professional account, presumably. I mean, it'd be pretty crazy to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the Genshin Impact newsletter on the same account I use LinkedIn on or something, which is, well, I mean, maybe that's something you do, in which case more power to you if you have a judicious use of email folders, which I don't really use all too much. And I suppose that's mainly because Gmail doesn't have folders, right? It has whatchamacallits, tags or labels, which I've not really deigned to use at this very moment. I've used it with the automatic ones, and it honestly does a decent job at like catching things like updates, like newsletters or whatever. Things I don't need to know go into the other stuff, but doesn't always do the best job or whatever. I just can't believe they don't have a button to be able to switch default account. It seems so, and I'm not gonna say necessary, but like is it as hard as it seems to be? I don't know. Maybe it is. Again, I'm not Google depth, but. And it's probably not something I prioritise because, again, I don't think they particularly want people to have multiple accounts. But I don't know, maybe they don't really care. Maybe they want this monopoly, maybe they don't. not really up to me. But what was I gonna say? There was something I was gonna say. I can't really remember what it was anymore. What was it? I genuinely can't remember what it was anymore. The whole thing about what? Why is my mind just like gone completely blank? Okay, multiple accounts. That's what I was talking about. Signing in. Oh yeah, I was gonna say like I'm surprised this feature doesn't exist, but it also reminds me of the fact that like a lot of these sort of like multi-account features are not inherently supported by a lot of different platforms, which kind of sucks. Amusingly, Twitter I suppose supports them, despite the fact that it's going downhill. But I mean that was very much before the whole takeover situation. Now what I was going to say was like Discord took forever to be able to support just like switching of accounts inherently within client, which I don't really use all that much anymore, but like mainly because you have to sign in to the other account like most of the times with me, and I'm just like, that's not what I want to do it for. I want give me the whatever cookies you need to keep me signed in permanently, so I can just like switch back and forth easily. There's also another thing where like it resets all the notifications or something when you switch into a different account, which is honestly a real pain. But I guess it's not the worst thing. Well, it could be worse, but there are worse things of which existed. What? There are worse things which exist. And more of a nuisance. You know, if anything, I should be celebrating. That's like a positive side. I can't believe I've got a Phantom Fairy quest. I'm probably going to use it on a relic loop. Because a relic paintbrush has taken an absolute skyrocketing recently in price. It's now nearly 8 million. Because there's a relic. Again, with Neopets, all these different systems working together. Because before it was like 2 million Neopoints because there weren't that many relic pets which people were crazy about. But then a new relic version of Drake came out, and it has some really nice customization things that come along with it. Ones which I also want, mind you, but can't get at the moment because it's so just exorbitantly expensive. And people have just been buying them up, and now it's like 8 million, and I'm like, what? I should have bought it when it was like 2 million. But you never know. But Neopets, at least, the company's doing a pretty good job of injecting things back into the economy, so things which, you know, have supply and demand are not just exorbitantly overpriced for, I'm not going to say no apparent reason, but less so much of a motivation or reason for it. But yeah, there's management of accounts things. Just why isn't there just like an easy way to switch between the accounts, you know? Like Reddit, I don't think inherently has one. I think this is Reddit Enhancement Suite, which has this thing of switching back and forth. But even then, I don't use it that often. I suppose nowadays I don't really do much of the account switching because there's not as much need to. Like everything recreational is kind of deal-isling, except for, you know, some things here and there, some art-based things is a different account. And then like my professional stuff is just like, but those sites are different. There's not many sites which I'm like, I have both a professional and a recreational one. If anything, it would be like I have 2 different recreational ones, which, because I'm not doing really as much art stuff anymore, it makes it less likely that they have much of an overlap. You get what I'm saying? You're picking up what I'm putting down? You're dancing to the tune of my song? Yeah, completely side note that I randomly thought about. I randomly checked into Looney, and apparently they have a new song. 4 months ago or something. We have a new solo from Canon. Is that her name? I can't remember. It was really good when I listened to it. I can't remember how it goes at all, but I remember liking it. So that's something, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say about that, to be honest. Just sort of like being like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing, you know, check it out now and then. Despite the fact I had like a 2-year hiatus or something, and I was like, oh, it's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Delunium's back. Tell a friend. Yeah, I don't know, just like multi-account management. I just feel like it should be easier, you know? Don't we all just feel like it should be easier? Wouldn't you like it to be easier? Wouldn't you like to be able to do X, Y, Z, something, something, something? And that would be simpler. Well, Sam, have I got a product for you? Sorry. It's like me quoting, I can't remember what it's called now. but one of the Game Changer shows. I can't remember what that episode exactly is called. It's about pitching stuff though, if you couldn't tell. Not really my forte. I'm not much of a salesperson. But yeah, where was I going with this? I don't know if I was particularly going anywhere with this, to be honest. Just like, it just sort of blows my mind, Google, but you don't have a button to be like, oh, click this button, swap your accounts. Whichever one's your main account. But it's crazy to me. How can you not have something like that? It feels like, I don't want to say it's so obvious, because maybe it's not so obvious. But at least it feels like it should be like reasonably obvious, right? Like, why wouldn't you have something like that? You get me? You picking up what I'm putting down? How many times can I repeat this one phrase over and over again? But yeah. Well, I'm glad that happened now, because it actually happened really recently. But I think I've spoken about it before. My mouse has become like very twitchy for some reason. Like it sort of like jitters back and forth in an unintentional way. At least I believe in an unintentional way, which can be a bit of a nuisance here and there, because sometimes it will sort of jitter about the place, and then it will like I accidentally click on something. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to click on that. That happened very recently to me, where I accidentally clicked and I signed myself out all my Google accounts, and I went, no. An absolute travesty that was. Which I did eventually sign back into all of them, but still. And as seen here, it was on the forefront of my memory, so I actually remembered a lot of my passwords this time. But that time I was just like, panic. Well, not really panic, that's perhaps a bit of a gross exaggeration, but still. It was an unwelcome surprise, is how I'd probably put it. An unwelcome nuisance, one might say, to have to deal with. And we're better off living without you. I love you, oh, oh, oh. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. I saw the sign. I saw the sign. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Just utter nonsense. But on that note, I guess I will round off this episode here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. I hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.